In algebra this year, we are going to start with a little mini unit on reviewing some of the most important pre-algebra concepts that you did last year. And although this should be review of things you have done, we have picked things that we know that people have trouble with, so we want to kind of get those up front, get those skills built up so that the rest of what we're doing in algebra isn't quite as difficult. I do want to point out we have a resource that we should be using often, which is Quizlet.com, and the vocabulary list that you should be studying right now is the Module 1 Pre-Algebra Review. Again, it is reviews, so you should recognize these terms, but it's very important as we use them that you know exactly what we mean without having to think too much about it. So our four big ideas are operations with integers, which is what we're going to start with today, order of operations, simplifying algebraic expressions, that's using the distributive property and combining like terms, and then also 1 and 2 step equations. Today's video is going to concentrate on operations with integers. So first let's just kind of go back and think about what an integer is, redefine it so that we understand it. And as a note, anytime I've got something in red on my screen, it's probably blank in your booklet, which you should be using right now to take your notes. And you do need to write it down. So, an integer is a number with no fractional part. That's not a very mathematical definition. And what I'm going to give you now is more of a description than a mathematical definition, but that's, I think, going to help you understand better what an integer is. So it includes your natural or your counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So not 3.8. It includes 0. And it includes the negative of the natural or counting numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4. Typically, the way that we write it is like this, negative dot, 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 -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, comma, dot, dot, dot. The little squiggly brackets on the end just means it's a set of numbers, a collection of numbers. Okay, we're going to talk about adding integers in this video. That's the only operation we're going to do, and it's actually the operation that most people have trouble with. For adding integers, we have two rules, and it depends on whether we are adding with the same sign or adding with different signs. If we're adding with the same sign, all we have to do is add and keep the sign. We're going to talk about in class why this works. We're going to use algebra tiles to demonstrate it, but for now we're just going to talk about the rules because you have seen these before. If your signs are different, so one's positive, one's negative, you subtract and keep the sign of the larger. Okay, so all of these are addition, and I know they're addition because of that big old addition sign right there. Addition, addition, addition. Okay, here my signs are the same, both positive, so I'm just going to add and keep the sign. That one's easy. That one you've been doing since kindergarten. Now, for some reason, when we throw these negatives in here, people start to get confused. -10 plus a -7. So there's lots of ways to think about that. One way would be thinking about it in terms of money. Negative means you owe. So if you owe somebody $10 plus you owe somebody $7, you're going to owe them $17. So we did 10 plus 7 is 17, and we kept the sign negative. Okay, same with our third example. We are adding, and the signs are the same. So 1 plus 47 is 48, and keep the sign. Now, if your signs are different, like in the case here, -6 plus 8, negative, positive. I'm going to subtract. And when I say I'm going to subtract, I mean I'm going to take the bigger number, the 8, and subtract the 6, so 8 minus 6 is 2. The 8 is larger, and it's positive, so this stays positive. Okay? Here I am adding, again, big addition sign right there, positive, negative. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to do 45 minus 9, which is going to give me 36. And keep the sign of the larger. The 45 is larger and it's negative, so -36. And our final example, I'm adding positive, negative, so I subtract. 38 minus 5 is 33. The 38 is larger and it's positive, So my answer is positive. We're going to do some practice on this, and again we are going to demonstrate why these rules work, but I wanted you to at least refresh your memory on the rules.